Welcome to D20 Deathmatch!
Are you done?
Ooh, yeah. I think I'm okay. Lightheaded. Whoa, Jesus.
All right.
Okay,
Well, suck it up. We're getting back into this. We're into season 6, baby. Let's get into our story right away. We find ourselves in the void, freshly returned to order, in the weeks following the Arbiter's return from death and the liberation of the Grandmaster. Now, as we know, the Shadow King is gone, but his soul was torn asunder, and the danger he poses still remains as pieces him of scattered about the void. But for now, the people, the acolytes, rejoice as the Lucia Skypiercer once again sits atop the throne of the Dread Fortress in honor of her grand return and the coming trials ahead. The greatest feast has been arranged before this evening's scheduled deathmatch, and we join the Grandmaster and the Arbiter preparing for the festivities. So we dive into the Dread Fortress deep within that sulking mouth into our lava terrain, and we see busy goblins rushing for last-minute preparations, going this way and that way, and hanging tinsel down and lighting the final candlelits for our beautiful chandelier. And we look outside as our guests begin to arrive. Sibunga, you are one of our first to arrive. Tell us, in what manner do you approach the Dread Fortress, and tell us, how have you come? What is your dress? What do you look like on our bloody carpet?
Okay, well, first, how is the temperature in the fortress?
Oh, it's sweaty hot. Sweaty hot. Where there's volcanic eruptions around, but the stone floor itself is cold. So if you're barefoot, you really get to enjoy that.
It's not really the temperature; it's the humidity that's gonna get you.
It's the humidity that's gonna get you. Yeah.
Oh, well, good heavens, that's gonna be hell on my butter tuchus. And you see, Count Nelius Antonio Bunga walk into the fortress, dragging his little feet. Now, I want you to know, Cornelius Antonio Bunga, or C.A. Bunga, Cowabunga for short.
I'm already done. I'm out of here.
Everyone go home now.
He is I would say maybe about hip height on a regular person sized slice of buttered sourdough toast. Now, you see him with an encasing of just golden butter spread across his body on both sides. His crust is beautifully toasted, and he wears a little hat made out of a leaf that's been cut to look like a little top hat, and it's been glued to his crust with a little bit of syrup. And you can see that his eyes are somehow also made of syrup that, flows, and it's fluid and can blink and all those things. And he also has a glorious syrup mustache. And yeah, and he carries himself with, those little appetizer breadsticks that people eat at fancy tables. He's using that as a little cane to walk along into the fortress.
Oh, he's a fancy gentleman.
I am so hungry for brunch right now.
He sounds delicious.
I'm drooling over this imagery here. Let me get a bite of him.
I think not, madam.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
Grandmaster, you can't say that.
I am married.
My apologies and welcome to our humble abode, Sibunga. Please let yourself in. And you are ushered into this open reception floor with this beautiful colored, almost diamond mosaic that dances across and catches the light. But we zoom back and we now see another guest has arrived. Skelman. Quickly off the heels of your previous individual. What do you do as you approach this Dread Fortress?
Slipping on buttered crumbs. I am Richard S. Skellman. I am the dungeon designer and keeper of the year, and you would note that I, like my name may suggest, come from a long line of Skellmans. The very boniest of them, I would look like a skeleton. That's that's about it. There's not a whole lot going down there, but I do know how to rattle some bones. Anyways, I am very much looking forward to taking part in the festivities. Yes.
Yes. No, we are absolutely so gracious that you have made time to come and join us, right, Arbiter? As she nudges him.
Yeah. Thanks for coming. Who
Yes,
did you?
I was most surprised that I did get the invitation after I had put in my application to design the next deadliest dungeon for yourselves and was thoroughly rebuffed. Yes, the imp you sent back with the denial was most thorough in the insults. Well, that's all right. I've come with a positive attitude and a fresh bone whitening. So,
Yeah, it looks
let's
great.
have some
Yeah.
fun.
Did you, Grandmaster? Was there an application? Did you?
Yeah, there was, but listen, his bone budget was way overblown. Like, we can't take that.
What can I say? I like big bones, and I cannot lie.
Oh my god.
Your bones are legendary. That is true. And one of the reasons why we've asked you here tonight, please share your bones with everyone. As she ushers you in.
Yes. Yeah, well, I've brought a bag of bones for all of you. Yes.
As you make your way in, a variety of other guests join you. A beautiful Luxodon in a red velvety cloak walks down, and a few others, a small man in khaki shorts and a blue polo, hunches his way, almost shying away from the cameras. And then we turn to Iris. Iris, the red carpet, or bloody carpet, awaits your presence.
You see a woman walk in, and perhaps upon a closer glance, it's a bit unsettling because she's dead. She looks dead. You see her running in, scurrying in a white gown, but the gown is ripped and torn at the bottom with it's a little messy. It's got mud and stains at the bottom of it. And you see her running in with her long reddish hair and stitching on her face and neck. And as she runs in, and you see the stitching on her arm starts to rip off and her arm begins falling off. Oh, shit. And then she just grabs it and fixes the stitches as she's walking in. And just quickly, okay, that's fine. And she has a bouquet that's weathered, and she just kind of slips it in her dress and begins walking down. I hope I'm not late. Just, hello.
Yes, no, we're so glad you were able, well, all of you, as she gestures to some of your falling off pieces, were able to make it this evening. It's rare that we get to see the whole ensemble, really.
Yes, I wanted to make sure I was presentable. So hopefully we're all good to go then. I'm glad to be here.
What corpse did you rip that beautiful dress off of, as she looks at your outfit?
Well, it was mine.
See,
They let you keep the clothes after resurrection? Impressive.
Yes.
I didn't get any of mine.
Oh, that's dreadful. I'm sorry to hear.
Well, it is what it is. You know, you just gotta keep on boning on.
Oh, yes, my motto. You hear her crack a bone in her arm. Yes, of course.
That's a fine bone crack there. Yeah.
Yes.
Right, well, let's get you all into the reception as the last of you and a few other remaining stragglers finally exit out of our red carpet. And as you further in, joining, of course, Seabunga inside this reception hall, you see along the back a stage, darkly lit, before suddenly a string of lights turn on, putting on a spotlight right at the front, and the Arbiter standing in the middle of it all.
Oh, come, gather round, everyone. Let's let the festivities begin. We're here tonight, obviously, as you know, to honor the Grandmaster's return, as well as a new era across the void. The Shadow King has been defeated, and we got to thinking that Well, things had to change. We can't keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. That's insane. So, gone are the days of simple death matches where champions come to die for no reason over and over again. We need to start building up our champions rather than tearing them down. And so we're going to be entering a new era, a new phase where we build them up and then obviously watch them kill each other, but in a different way than before. It's different, but still, never mind. In the spirit of building up and creating, I thought now would be a great time for me to create a brand new assistant to help usher in this new era. And he begins to throw his hands up wildly like a stage magician, like fire and smoke and all these different things. And I'm going to take the lowliest of you amongst all of you and raise you up.
A small little man in the blue polo raises it. Oh, pick me, please.
Who are you?
Stuart the Grey. As he quickly pulls out a small notepad from his khaki pants. I've been a big fan of yours for ages.
Stuart the Grey?
Yes.
Why the Grey?
Because all the great wizards are gray. Like Gandalf and the other gray wizards.
That's only one wizard.
And it's the only one that matters! He shouts back with an angry snap, so much that his over-gelled hair kind of breaks a little bit.
Stuart, is it? Let me. I don't. Listen, I'm trying to turn over a new leaf here. I don't want to be a dick to you. But it's never gonna fucking happen.
That's rough, buddy.
Instead, I think my new assistant will be you, as he points to the ground, and a small pink worm inches its way across the stage. You, the lowliest, filthiest, you that has sucked up the blood of the arena. And he grabs the worm and throws it in the air, and as he does, hits it with like a finger gun magic. And as that magic hits the worm begins to transform and shape into a pink imp with horns and a tail and tiny wings and into existence. May I introduce my new assistant, Thea!
Yes! I'm here and I have a voice now. Oh, I love this. Oh, this is absolutely amazing. It's a Dread Fortress. I get to see it now with bigger eyes. And you can see a lot more with bigger eyes. And I can fly. And she does a quick little zoom around. And she even dips her finger trying to get a little touch of that syrup from Sibunga.
I want hand me.
They're so sweet, though. I love it. And with that sugar rush, she zooms around, giving a small little tornado.
Listen, we have to talk business here. I know that you literally have come into consciousness this moment.
Yes.
But I need you to do some things for me. Number one. The first rule of being my assistant.
Yes.
You do not get to eat hot dogs.
What?
That's number one. It's non-negotiable.
Everybody else in the Dread Fortress eats hot dogs, and I thought since I was a woman,
you don't even know what hot dogs are yet, so
eat a hot dog. If I eat it in reverse, does that count?
Are you saying you're going to sit on the hot dog?
That is reverse.
And you eat like that? It's been a while since I've been alive.
Me too, actually.
I'd be willing to try. You guys can help me.
You know what? Backwards.
Darling, I'm a piece of fucking toast. I don't know anything about eating.
Well,
everybody, fine. Hey,
you can
no
eat them
hot
backwards.
dogs.
You know what? I'll concede. You can eat them backwards. That's fine.
I can eat hot dogs backwards.
If it fits, it sits, I guess.
I'll still chew my food. Don't worry.
Now I just have more fucking questions than.
Yes, I just have more questions
I
about.
thought
Do you
the
have
visual
bones
would
down
help.
there for chewing?
Is the muscles.
Those are called Kegels, I believe.
I would do that.
What's a muscle?
Oh.
Oh God, this guy. Moving on.
Hello?
You know what? This is kind of interrupting the flow of the show here, but in any sense, we're building people up. I have proved that now. I created something out of nothing. Fantastic. I'm a magician. And now you, Thea, you need to serve everyone cocktails because it's cocktail hour.
Of course, of course. And she'll zoom up to Iris. And what may I get you?
Us? All of us?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
Oh,
I
first
believe
you
it was
one order at
you,
a time.
Iris, that they
Yeah,
were
I'm very
asking.
Me?
Very small brain, so I can only keep track of so many orders at once. So I thought I'd ask you first, and then I'll go, and then I'll bring back another, and then I'll go, and then I'll bring back another, and then I'll go, and then I'll bring
Yes.
back another. Yeah.
I see.
Don't hurt yourself, kid.
Well, I've never really. Do you just have like wine or something?
Yeah! We've got wine. Do we have wine? She turns to a small goblin who nods their head. We have wine. I will get you wine. Would you like it by the barrel or in a
Whoa.
goblet?
Is it going to be that kind of night? Just a goblet is fine.
I will find you the grandest of goblets. And she flies away.
The arbiter kind of starts to yell. A normal goblet is. Never mind. Never fucking mind. I don't know why I did
I
this
just
again.
want to see what she comes back with, though. You know, what size goblet can the imp carry?
It's true. You, sire, Skelman, you said your name was?
Skellman. Yes,
So
that's fine.
can you eat and drink?
Well, I do. I enjoy a good wine or two, but it does go right through me.
Okay, I was wondering the same thing because I've only recently been dead, so.
Oh, a recent convert. Welcome to the undead family. Yes, yes.
Perhaps you can, show me the ways of like what
Being dead.
adjustments.
Sort
Yeah.
of.
Yes. Yes.
Sure. You don't need to eat or drink, but sometimes it's fun to.
Okay. Great.
If you've
well,
ever gotten stabbed, I don't know if you have, but the wine will come out of those holes. It's a very good party trick.
lovely. Well, perhaps the two of us tonight can show many party tricks then.
Party tricks are for the poor. A Luxodon kind of emerges, breaking up the small group of three that you have gathered here. Her large, velvety red cloak kind of swishes around. Dazzle jewels bespoke her necklace and earrings, very large with multiple piercings. And she holds, taped to her hand because she doesn't have fingers per se, just really more of the elephant thing. With legs? They don't have...
I don't know.
Ooh,
Do
they have hooves?
Stumps? Is that?
Stumps? The elephants?
I've never thought about the.
Elephant's foot called.
Yeah.
They're
But the-
just feet.
Yeah.
It's
They're
called
just
feet.
feet.
Her feet hands is because it's the top two. It's not the one she's using to walk on.
Oh my god.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Lady Elizabeth Barry Ann Poopshoe.
Spell that for my notes.
L-A-D-Y.
Oh, that's a boneful.
And she clearly struggles with the spelling of the rest of her name, as she's used to just saying it and allowing other people to dictate for her. Listen, I don't do a lot of writing. Do you think I hold hands? No, too wealthy for that. As she kind of swishes around her own drink.
I hope I didn't offend.
Oh, I am very offended. As she rolls her eyes and her long eyelashes bat a little bit towards you, Bunga. Hello there, delicious.
Good lady, I am quite married to another lady, actually. Perhaps you know her. Her name is Lady Tortilliana.
Oh, my rival. And she turns up her nose and kind of just tilts away. Trash.
Oh, well, I am so sorry, ma'am, that you feel that way. And he like pretends to be like bowing, but really he like he squeezes together what you think are his butt cheeks because he's a piece of toast you don't know. And like he drops a little bit of like butter oil on the ground in front of her like elephant pads. And it's just, oh, I'm terribly sorry, my lady. Allow me to get out of your way. And then he tries to like make sure there's only enough space for her to like move into the butter pool as he moves away.
Roll a bloodlust check. Roll an attack.
Oh my goodness.
The attack.
Do it.
Why does he have a
Our
butt?
first roll.
Well, he has butter. There's butt in butter.
Yeah, that's true. Of course.
Wait,
Yes.
Butter
okay.
without
So
butter.
what am I rolling?
Your
Is it a
bloodlust,
D20 or
your attack. The first button on the left.
this one? This one?
We'll find out.
That one?
Nope. The one in the hot bar at the bottom middle or bottom left. You should have 4 buttons.
Oh,
Yeah,
button.
there
I
you
see
go.
it. Got
Ah,
Oh.
Caustic, do you want to roll for the lady?
I will roll for the lady.
Oh.
She
no.
she
All right.
steps over your spread. I don't know what even to call this.
Your drippings.
Dear sir, this bread is what it is result.
Oh
It
my
is
God.
reserved for my wife.
I don't need to be around this trash. It disgusts me and gives me such anger. And she swishes her cloak and trances away. And at that moment, hi, I'm back. And you see this giant, like it is bigger than your own torso of a goblet that he is struggling to drag away. I got you wine because I thought you like wine and I didn't know which one you got wanted or if it was red or white. So I just put both in there and I thought you'll figure out which one you like.
Wow. Thank you for this. This is lovely.
Yeah, you should drink all of it because if you don't, then I have to carry the extra back. And I don't want to do that. Please don't make me do that.
No, you did wonderfully. Thank you so much.
Gold star for Thea! And she turns over to Kevin. What would you like? So I can earn another gold star. And then maybe if I get enough gold stars, I get a hot dog.
Were you asking me or someone else?
Yeah, Skelman. Right, that's what I wrote the name down. She uses her own little notepad that is covered in gold little stars. What can I get?
As
you?
I was saying before,
Yeah.
it goes right through me. I
Good.
would not want to waste the good host's drink.
But I have to get something for everyone, and if I don't, then I don't get a gold star. And Thea really wants a gold star. Could you just like hold a drink for me?
Sure, I'll do whatever you would like.
Great, I can make it cool. Do you want it to have like flames in it, or acid, or bees, or poop,
I've become
or
quite partial to gelatinous cubes.
a gelatinous cube?
They
I
tend
know.
to stick around the ribs.
Yes, I have a gelatinous cube friend named Tim downstairs. I'll just take out a piece of
Tim?
him.
No,
You
I
don't
know,
mind which
I know
part,
Tim.
right?
I hired him for a dungeon last month. Yes, Tim does great work these days.
And reasonable prices.
And that's what I said. He caught 3 adventurers in one go.
That's impressive.
It
I'll
was
go
really
get you
good.
that. And as you keep talking, she just doesn't even wait and zooms off, trying to
Goodbye.
find you a gelatinous cube piece.
I like her. Much better than the imp they sent me previously, turning down my application.
What could have happened? As you all still stand around, you notice a small little cloak kind of bump into you, Iris. Sorry.
Oh, that's quite all right. It's getting a little crowded in here.
And the whole trench coat begins giggling as you see a very, still surprisingly small, a little taller than you, Bunga, trench coat with a tiny head and a mask over it appears, and small little pawed feet at the bottom, giggling throughout. Yes, Yes, we're here and we're very, very sorry. And their gentle little voices just kind of speak out from behind this mask. But it is a very thin and wiry look. Amazing that they actually bumped into anyone as they begin to kind of flow and not seem to hold any particular structure.
Interesting.
What are you?
You can't ask that.
Her name, Jercasso. Jercasso. My name is Jercasso. Do you have food? And suddenly you see that mask lean over real close to you, Bunga. Something smells delicious and it is you.
I don't think so. Whatever you are, and he takes his little walking stick and like baps them.
Oh, that hurt. But we just want a souvenir. And you see one of the arms reach out. No hand appearing, like it just kind of folds over where you might see the hand from this sleeve still as it begins to reach out towards you. Just a little piece to take home.
You see, the you see Bunga roll up, slide between their little legs, pop back up, unroll, and kick them in their little tushy.
Ah! Ooh! Don't let them do that. I didn't mean to let them do that. And you see them scurry off, a bit upset. And suddenly Thea appears now on a platter, slight jiggly and green in nature, your gelatinous cube. I got you what you wanted. Here you go.
Wonderful. And instead of drinking, Skeleman will just dump the gelatinous cube on the ribs and fill in some of the gaps. I'm so full.
Would you say you and Tim are close friends then, seeing as you have his
Goo.
goo all over you?
Oh, Tim has gooed for me plenty of times. I pay for Tim's goo quite often. It's quite acidic. It does well at, destroying bodies, eating things, but it tends to leave bones alone. It does give a little bit of a tickle. I don't feel things very often anymore, but this,
How much does an ounce of Tim Goo go for?
an ounce of Tim goo. Well, and honestly, Tim has reasonable prices. 1 ounce of goo is about a silver piece, which, honestly, pretty good.
Yeah, and how long does it take for him to, recharge, rest between rounds of providing
Tim
the goo?
needs no rest. No rest for Tim the Wicked. No, he just goos as much as you need him to goo.
Incredible. Now, now I run a dairy establishment back home. How well do you think the goo would do with some milk?
Milk and goo.
Well, I have seen Tim devour cows whole. The milk did not remain.
Interesting. Thank you.
Thea,
Yeah.
remind me to have a conversation with Tim. I am in need of a new personal goo guy.
Oh, yeah. Of course.
Everybody needs a goo guy.
Yeah.
I
I've heard you've had trouble with your goo, so he might be able to help you out with it.
It's just goo is just harder to find than it used to be. You know what I mean? Like quality glue. The stuff that's when you're trying to find the stuff that's really thick and viscous and it's sticky and
There's a lot of imitators out there, but
Exactly.
Tim's got the real stuff.
Yeah, it sounds
Tim's able
it sounds
to
like
digest
Tim-
that zinc real good.
Love a good goo.
Make of this conversation. And Thea then zooms over to Bunga. I have to get you a drink and then I can complete this group. What would you like to drink?
I would like a goblet of melted butter.
I can do that. Does it matter what kind of butter, salted or unsalted?
I'm on a diet, so let's say unsalted.
Unsalted butter, unsalted butter. As she chants it on her way back down to the kitchen. What would the three of you like to do as you enjoy this cocktail hour?
Well, I do somewhat want to talk to Bunga. I like the look of them, and I think I would perhaps like to hire them for future engagements.
yes, you have a green goo guy, and I am your white goo guy. You know,
I
made-
am always in
I
need
made-
of a white goo guy. In
Yes,
fact,
and
I was thinking of adding a new oil trap, but if it was butter instead, then perhaps they wouldn't be able to get around it by just setting it ablaze. The butter would not burn. It would brown nicely and make for a really good start of some kind of meal.
I like this idea. Yes, absolutely. Let me write this down. And from somewhere, you have no idea from where, Sibunga produces like a little notebook and a pen and starts writing these different ideas down.
I imagine the notebook looks like a little like omelet, like you just open it up.
Yeah.
I
He has a good Atama
hoping-
notebook.
Yes.
I was hoping he just had a Pop-Tart for a notebook. Just like writing on the back of a Pop-Tart.
Dang it.
Pop-Tart was his ex. We don't bring her up.
Oh, yeah. That's tough. That's tough.
Yeah.
That icing was too sweet.
It was sweet, but let me tell you that jelly was toxic.
Iris, are you enjoying your wine?
I actually haven't tried it yet. You know,
Let's see if you have any holes inside you.
okay, let's see. And you see,
Is that your
as
normal
she
pickup
does,
line, or?
Yeah, I was gonna say. That's not how you got me, dude. What the fuck?
Let's see
see how many
visualize.
holes you
Let's see
got.
if you got any holes in you.
Skeldon hasn't been a person in a very long time, okay?
Look.
He's one big hole.
Title of his sex tape.
Iris just takes the drink, and as she does, one of her eyeballs falls out and falls into the goblet.
Oh, here's looking at you,
Ooh.
kid.
It's fine. And she grabs it from the goblet and just takes her dress. Oh, but the wine stains. And she just kind of like rubs her eye on her dress, and it's still a little red because wine stains. And puts it back in her eyeball, or in her eye socket.
Well, you look quite devious now with the one red eyeball.
Yes, maybe I
Quite
should make-
fearsome.
Maybe I should make them match. And she takes the other eye and puts it in the wine.
This is a great idea.
I like that your eyes are just accessories. It's fine. Let's just pop them out.
Yes. All right, now let's try. And she takes a big, this goblet's a little,
Unwieldy. Here, I shall help you.
okay, thank you. And just pour this giant goblet of wine, and just wine just spilling everywhere.
Can I tell if you've been stabbed before?
You do see some holes in her
Oh, look at
stomach.
that!
Wow, this is new.
Skellman's a whole guy.
Well, I'm really more like 1/4 of a guy, but you get it.
Nice.
Wow, I guess I.
Where did
I
you
guess
get that one from?
Well, it's a long story. I was
The cocktail
stabbed.
hour is only an hour, so perhaps we don't
Yes.
have time for it.
Yes, you don't want to know. But it's
I
all right.
do.
It's all right. It's we'll have to make do with this. Perhaps we'll patch it up later. Like the rest.
Oh
of
no,
it.
don't patch it. Holes are terrifying. If you're ever working in a dungeon, the red eyes, and then, you're now walking corpse full of holes.
And
You
as
just
you
have-
all begin talking
Yes.
about your history with holes,
Great book.
suddenly you hear a weird coughing noise, and then the lights go out. All of the candles just darken immediately, as if suddenly blown out across. And it is silent for a second.
And as
And then
that,
a shriek. Sorry, I should have braced everyone's ears. We do that again. Okay, brace your ears. As a scream comes out.
Wasn't enough time.
I'm really bad at this.
as you recover from your ear holes being just destroyed, the lights, the arbiter with a snap of his finger, all the candles relight in the room, everyone looking around, all the dozens of guests that are here kind of gathered around the large tables in this banquet hall, looking around confused, is this some sort of trick or show? But as you look at the table, actually everyone roll me an instinct check.
Ooh.
Natural 20! With a natural 20, Skelman, you're the first to notice, followed shortly by everyone else, that Thea, the Arbiter's assistant, now face down in a bowl of gravy. Blood adorns the table. What color is Thea's blood? I don't even remember.
It changes. It's like a mood ring, so it changes on
color's
her
your blood today?
emotions.
Fear.
This last one. Fear. I think that's green, isn't it? I don't know.
Color of fear.
This green Icarus blood now kind of mixing with the gravy and the mashed potatoes on the table. The dishes have been kind of thrown asunder, and Thea is kind of dead at the end of the table near the Grandmaster and Arbiter's seats. As the Arbiter,
She's dead.
shit. Well, we don't know. She might not be. We don't know.
Look
that.
at her. The color of her blood is fear.
Move
dead.
aside! As a weak, old individual in a white coat appears. I'm a doctor! And they push everyone looking towards this imp. Yes, I am a doctor! Straightening out their jacket, kind of priming their collar a little bit. I have a stethoscope. I will use it. And they pull it out from around their neck, plugging it into their arm. Yes. I hear. And they lift up Thea's foot. It is warm. I think that is good. As they try to lift her up, noticing that Thea now has quite a limp body, no reaction. And she shakes her a little bit.
She's dead. I told you. I noticed everything.
I shake.
Does look kind of dead.
Patient does not move. They must be
gosh.
dead then. Yes. I set them on the table and I lay them flat. And I listen again as they smash the side of their head right next to Thea's head. I hear no thoughts.
To be fair, she didn't have any anyway.
Well, she had thoughts of hot dogs.
More like instincts, I think. I
There is nothing in here. I pronounce them dead as they slam the table. Whoa, what is this? And they pull up a small thread. Oh, this is tasty. I will save this for later for me. And they stuff it into their doctor's coat pocket.
Are we sure that's a doctor?
I am doctor. I am Dr. Octor.
Dr. Octor.
Dr. Octor.
Well, that seems weird.
make it.
Known for being a doctor.
Make it.
Where did you attend? Where did you attend medical school?
I attended at medical school, they say quite loudly.
I call bullshit.
No. Medical school is actually the name of a rather prestigious medical school.
You shut it, Boney.
My name is Skelman, thank you very much. I was going to offer you a job, and you're out here accusing me of such things? This is...
I just don't want this young lady's death to be taken the wrong way and not be
come on now.
properly treated.
She was a worm 30 minutes ago.
Then
That's a fair point.
she was a little creature serving us drinks and things, so
She got you Tim's goo.
yes.
Well, yes, I could have gotten Tim's
Quite
goo
a lovely
myself,
creature.
but that's fine.
It would have been a few extra steps for you.
So some rubbing, some coercing, some... Anyways, sure, yes, Dr. Octor of medical school.
That is me. I am Dr. Octor.
What killed young Thea?
And they kind of hold Thea up like a rag doll again. Something killed this thing.
Ah, yes, I've seen many somethings in my lifetime. Some of them deadly.
This appears to have hurt as they shake Thea again.
Folks, listen, I get it. This has put a little bit of a damper on the evening. This is typical Thea every time, trying to ruin the fun, but that's fine. You know what? We're going to move past this for just a moment. I will offer a reward to anyone who can give me information on the murderer in the room. Surely one amongst you is the murderer. I'm not judging. We've all done it. I just, we
Quite
just
a
need
lot,
to,
actually.
yeah, I just need to know so we can move on, and I will offer a hefty reward. But he looks at the Grandmaster. Maybe after dinner, like.
Yes. No. This is right. A death will be discovered. So we do promise to anyone who happens to discover who the real murderer is. A prize of your choosing to be negotiated later. We'll figure out the bullet points. But for now, let us all have you take a seat. Please, please, as she snaps her fingers, trying to get everyone back in order, raising the spirits again, not making it a deadly night that she, that's not it. Don't write that in the newspapers, as she looks at the one journalist who's been invited, sitting in the back. Yes, no. You'll find your spot at the table. Please look for your name cards. Of course, we've kindly put you in order of importance, so you can clearly tell your place in this realm. As she...
Why would they tell us that? That seems really kind of... Well, where am I, then? I suppose I should find out my importance in the realm.
Myself as well. I didn't know there was some sort of hierarchy or structure here.
Knowing them and knowing how they snubbed me, I'm probably way over here.
You hear a muffled voice coming back down from the mashed potatoes and gravy. You're actually over there.
You're dead. As the arbiter smacks
And
her
I'm
in
sorry,
the head.
it was... Did I hear that right? I don't have ears anymore, so mostly it's vibrations in my teeth.
It's gas escaping the body. Sometimes it happens.
Did you hear crickets too? I wonder what that was.
Who knows what she's eating?
Yes, I'd follow the sounds of the crickets to my seat.
As you look around, your seats are actually, the three of you are seated next to each other, about 3/4 of the way down the table.
Okay, but who's the most important of us?
Roll, everybody roll me a,
Now, which one of us is your favorite, DM?
fuck it. Everyone roll a flat D20.
No, I want to know your opinion.
Dice decide.
I want to know.
I trust the dice.
It's not me, that's for fucking sure.
Oh! The bread! The bread!
Everyone loves bread. This checks out. Yes.
Bread?
Bread is the top.
You gain an adrenaline, but you are the first seated, followed by Iris, followed by Dick Skelman.
And across from you at the table, you also see Stuart, the young man in the blue polo shirt, seated across from you, and even Dr. Octo and Lady Elizabeth Mary and Poofshoot as well.
That name is such a mouthful.
Yes.
So wait, we're the same rank as those assholes?
Excuse me, I'm sitting right here.
Oh, sorry.
As Lady Elizabeth commands you. I am from an esteemed family. How dare you?
I don't know where I came from.
Esteemed
Round, I believe.
family.
Oh, probably.
What? My lineage.
Yes. So, do you have? What's your relationship with, the Grandmaster and the Arbiter as far as like nobility goes? Are you above them, below them? What's the structure there?
Well, we are above everyone, but also at the same time below. Our family is technically been part of the void for ages. You see, we are known for our sewage and unlikable disposable capabilities. The poop chute is a family proud tradition. That's why it's our name. It's French.
Oh,
We install a poop chute in every dungeon.
Yes, that would be our
Oh,
work,
that
darling.
makes sense. Wow, yes. You do
Wow.
decent enough work. I've had some leakages before.
Decent, as she slams her trunk on the table. Ugh, we are exquisite. Nothing gets rid of waste better than ours. Our chutes are
A little
slick.
leaky.
What?
They
And
leak.
she stuffs her trunk into her wine glass and slurps it up.
I'm just telling you my experience utilizing your company. I did. Anyways. These mashed potatoes taste like death.
and what about you, Polo one? I forgot your name already.
Stuart. My name is
Stuart.
Stuart. Yes, I'm Stuart. What are you here for? As he says, kind of hunched back, playing with his silverware a little bit.
Well, I mean, I'm here to eventually compete, of course. What about you? What's your relationship?
I'm currently IT, but I will become a mage. I will become the best mage. I will become the greatest mage. And he stands on his chair, kind of proudly puffing out his chest in his blue polo. I will become the greatest mage in his... And she slowly makes eye contact with the arbiter across the table. He shrinks back down.
You have the confidence of a much taller man.
Who the?
Thank you.
Oh, did you, Grandmaster? Did you invite that kid?
Listen, we invite all of our employees. It's considered a polite thing. It keeps morale up.
Does he work for me?
He works for all of us. He's IT. There's a reason why we haven't had any hacking issues lately.
Oh,
you should
that's
thank him.
the IT guy.
That's our IT guy. He's brilliant, actually. He's applied multiple times to move over to the magic department. Turns out he doesn't have really a magic bone in his body.
Oh, I could give him a magic bone in his body.
No, that's
Has some-
I don't think you should be saying that to a child.
Oh, I thought it was just a dwarf. You know,
It's not a literal child.
not an actual child.
His age is actually very hard to determine. It's kind of
Wow, I've seen that anime before.
Oh my god.
Anyway, if the little one wants a magic bone, I've got one to shove right in.
Suddenly you hear a clap of hands as the Grandmaster summons food to the table. A series of goblins, ever so kind and neatly dressed in tiny tuxedos. They come out bringing different plates of food, setting it in front of you. I need each of you to roll, what is it, Mudcat? Instinct, to see what plate and food appears in front of you.
I don't normally eat, but I suppose it would be polite.
It'd be very rude.
I'm not very rude. 19 for me.
Actually, with that 19, the rest pretty low. You open and you see in front of you a typical spread. Your multiple forks and spoon, a dessert fork, knives all along the side, and multiple cups for tea, water, coffee, alcohol, whatever you have, and a steaming plate of vegetables first begin. The first course of many. But you, Skelman, you take a look at the whole spread, seeing everything in its pristine place, everything set exactly how it's supposed to be, lined up exactly, almost as if rulers have been placed to make sure not a centimeter is off, until you look a little bit next to you and you notice that C. Bunga's knife is slightly askew.
I'll fix that. I will correct the alignment of the knife. Now everything is aligned as it should be.
Huh. I thank you. I don't know how that happened. I am such a he like straightens like a non-existent tie. Like he just like smooths the butter down his front. It's just that usually doesn't happen to me.
Lady Elizabeth kind of looks with a raised eyebrow. A misplaced knife, you mean? How
is that what it was?
interesting.
It's almost as misplaced as your elephant foot in your mouth.
Excuse me! As she slams her taped hand to her wine glass down on the table.
It's a wonder you could fit that hoof into your mouth.
This
Woo.
hoof is manicured with gems and diamonds. You'd be lucky to have this hoof in your own mouth. As she takes her plate and tries to throw it at you before Goblin catches her hand, trying to drag her back down in her seat. I have my eye on you. That knife is suspicious. As she's kind of pulled away to go calm down.
The Arbiter takes interest now as everyone's screaming about this knife. He walks down to the end of the table. Well, the knife isn't super suspicious, Grandmaster, but the bloody napkin that it was wiped with is.
Oh, look at that! A bloody napkin!
Where?
Color.
Wait, is this on my plate?
Yeah.
Like, is this on my thing? What the? What in the great heavens is happening here?
What color is the blood?
Didn't I tell you that my ex's Pop-Tart was? Oh, this jelly reminds me of her. God, it's like she's in this room with us again.
I'm gonna have
It's
you all
all right.
roll instinct to see if you can tell what color the blood is. You're most likely going to succeed, but I just want to see if anyone's colorblind.
I know the color of fear.
Toast. So I mean, like, I hope he's colorblind.
Solid. This seems very similar to some of the blood that you saw up by Thea.
Your microphone just decided to jump off the ledge. It was. I'm done. I'm out of here.
It was a shocking revelation.
Stop
You have to like
it.
cater to it. Let me hold you up, little baby Mike.
I know.
Oh my god.
Yeah, as you look
It's
down,
so
you,
sudden.
you do notice that the napkin is smeared with, on the inside, it's been folded over like someone cleaned the knife on the inside of the napkin and then tried to place it neatly on the table.
Is the color of fear?
Yeah, correct.
Wow.
Let me try. As Dr. Octo comes over
God, this guy.
and
Come on, Doc.
holds up the napkin, closes their eyes, and lays their hand against this. Dr. Octo puts hand on napkin.
Oh, good. The narration again.
It is blood. I feel the napkin. And sets it now on top of Seabunga.
Yes, indeed.
This is not mine.
It wasn't your place setting.
It's at my place, but look at my hands. And they're like, I never described what his like
You have
limbs
hands?
look like.
Yeah, what do your hands look like?
They're like, so it's like a syrup elemental almost. Like his arms are made out of syrup that like move around, right?
Oh
But, like
my
they don't
God.
drip. So it's and his feet too, which is why when he walks around, he leaves little sticky residue everywhere. It's if I'd have touched this, it would have been sticky.
But, as Stuart points out, you don't have fingerprints!
Again, I would have left sticky prints. Sticky. And he like
valid.
he like finger guns a little shot of syrup out at him.
Roll the attack.
Wow.
Do it. That's right. Anyone who dissents, attack them.
Oh no.
You clearly don't have a violent nature. Not at all.
He just wants to show what the syrup stickiness is like, you know?
Oh, of course.
Stuart literally grabs his plate of food and holds it up to his face to block it, but then shoves his face in the food that was on the plate.
And we notice a quick gasp goes throughout this entire banquet hall as now all eyes look at this initial attack. Seabunga, you see everyone quietly staring at you, now taking note, glancing between you and Thea's body, which grumbles a little bit. Maybe
Stop it. Stop.
But a break for 10 minutes as she crumples her body again.
Well, I'm sorry about that, young man, but he smooths down the butter again and is just I just wanted you to get a feel for how sticky I am.
As everyone now reaches over to try to get a touch and feel how sticky you are, we will take our first 10-minute break. And everyone can have a little taste, a little feel.
Caesar.
acolytes, do you love the amazing players we've had on the show week after week? Do you enjoy when chaos events reign supreme in the arena? Well, know that it's all thanks to your bits, tips, and subs. Your dollar increases our chaos bar and helps us pay the talented folks on our show. For those of you who have already given, thank you so much.
Does this suffice to play the game?
Well, I guess it would be just enough to cover your wager. Roll an insight check.
11.
You discern that he's full of shit.
Here we observe the terrifying chinchillas. As they are unionized, they're quite dangerous. Their fluffy bodies hide many knives, and they're known to trample a champion or two. If you would like to tap into the ferociousness of these terrible monsters, check out our chinchilla shirt in our store.
Nice dice, Dice Daddy. Good roll, Dice Daddy. That's it, Dice Daddy. Don't be shy. Get in there. Thanks, Dice Daddy. Dice Daddy.
Welcome to another episode of Did You Know? Despite their enticing green interior, gross mushy texture, and the promise of multiple nutrients like healthy fats and fiber, these imposters are no vegetables. Deceptively renaming themselves as avocados, they sneak into our breakfast tacos and burgers and even salads. Their true name, the alligator pair, shows their true nature. No, not carnivores. They are fruits. Now you know. That slashing damage comes in.
At least let my, you know what I'm saying? I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. You know what I'm saying?
Trust me, nobody wants that.
We're not chopping bananas today, okay?
I'm a demon in a box, not a monster.
Thought you were making a charcuterie board.
Do those go on there?
Turning into the sausage party.
Cedric, we might put your sausage on the charcuterie board. I can't believe I said that.
In a world where gravity is optional and logic has taken a permanent vacation, humans must rely on their one savior, Bessie.
Hiya, I'm Bessie, leader of the Cowdettes, a group of experimental bovine astronauts trained to protect our solar system.
So when evil alien space turkeys invade Earth, hoping to deplete us of our dignity, it'll be up to the Cowdettes to save us.
Alright, Cowdettes, we're about to embark on an utterly challenging adventure, going where no cow has gone before. In Bessie and the Cowdettes, Attack on the Space Turkeys. Part 1.
Is that ice-cold glass of water no longer satisfying your thirst? Do carbonated beverages suck now, leaving you feeling over-sugared? Try tuna juice. Sourcing good tuna juice is easy. Open your can of tuna, like so, hold down the lid, and then take a delicious quick sip. Be sure to try tuna juice today.
All right, welcome back, acolytes, from the break. We have had a murder, most foul, or just like a normal murder, happen in the Dread Fortress underneath our own noses. Is it one of our champions? Is it one of our other many guests? Yeah, probably.
Oh, probably also.
let's find out, shall we? As the dinner continues, the plates stack up. People just kind of scoot
we're
Thea's
eating
body
through
left.
the murder?
Yeah.
Murder's important, but so is dinner. You can't solve a
Valid.
case on an empty stomach.
Food's
Some of
already
us
hot.
don't eat. So
She will be just as dead by the time you've finished eating as the night goes on.
stop it. So dead.
As the arbiter slams down Thea's head again.
What color is the blood on that one?
It just spurts the green blood on the ceiling.
Normal.
Yes.
As I was saying before, I was interrupted. There's been a murder. That's okay. We're gonna finish dinner, and the plates begin to pile. You guys eat. The people around you just kind of scoot Thea's body left and right and pick around the blood. As the night draws on towards the end of dinner, and it's kind of that moment where everybody finishes, but they're just sitting around having small talk now. As you find yourselves at this table amongst a murderer.
Well, now I don't know about you. Leaning towards Iris, who I believe is in between us, because
I'm on the end.
Bunga's on the far end.
Yes, actually, you're right. I'm in the middle between
you're in
the
the
two
middle.
of you. Yes.
I feel like the way that the Loxodon accused our friend Bunga so quickly perhaps puts some, I don't know, suspicion on them.
I would agree. And, you know, they seemed very jealous in a way.
Indeed.
Yes, of like the Arbiter and the Grandmaster and the whole, you know. I don't usually like murders and things have like motive or something. So like
Probably. I haven't had a motivation in quite some time. Used to wake up and have a motivation every morning, but
Is that what you call it?
well,
yes, well maybe we should like try to find who would be the most likely to do it, you know?
Yes.
Who
well, if the murder weapon was indeed the knife, as we expect, doctor, very famous doctor
From medical school.
Yes, at medical school, did you observe perhaps a stab wound on poor Thea?
Who is Thea? They look at you quite blankly.
Just gonna point to the corpse, in quotes.
I saw wounds on them.
Was one of them a stab wound?
I can stab the wound as they take their finger and they begin to stick their finger inside Thea's wound.
Oh, the wound was about a finger in size.
Their finger into the wound.
Please roll me roll me a instinct check as the doctor fingers the wound.
Would you like to instinctually finger?
Okay.
I don't know how I feel about this
If you're
anymore.
looking at the wound anyway.
Yeah,
10,
yeah.
12.
12?
Yeah, with the 10 with the 12, his fingers are about knife size. It's about knife size.
Well, this does put a bit of a spin on what my thoughts were. You know, the Loxodon must tape things to their feet to be able to wield them. Do I note any additional tape other than the wine glass on the Loxodon's other foot?
Roll me a flat D20 on it.
As she walks out very loudly, everyone get out of my way!
I do not like her.
With 18. With an
She
18.
mumbles to herself as she makes eye contact with everyone. Trash.
With an
Trash.
18, you do not see any tape on her feet, and moreover, you have the thought of, even if she wanted to tape a knife to her foot, how would she have maneuvered the tape?
She would have needed an accomplice. Ah, I see. Now the plot does. Iris, I have deduced that if our Loxodon is to be the murderer, she must have had an accomplice.
Oh, what about that Stewart fellow? He seemed pretty bitter as well.
Yes.
Maybe he wanted to do some
did
you know,
seem
murdering.
pretty bitter. Nudge our friend C. Bunga for a moment. Could I suggest...
And I lightly tap the bread and see if it's like a squishy bread or if it's like stale,
Lightly
like
toasted?
hard bread.
No. Okay, so you feel your finger kind of like, I mean, like the crust moves together, right? But obviously the inside is very soft, so it like moves like a nice little roll, like squish. You know, it's very plush. Yes.
It's a Hawaiian roll.
Yeah.
Oh yes, my lady.
Hello, Mr. C. Bunga. We're trying to, and I point over to my skeleton friend.
Hello!
We're trying to see if any of the folks on the other side of the table might have had a motive in this murder or even an accomplice, perhaps. Right now, we suspect it might be
The Loxodon! With
Lady
the
Elizabeth?
accomplice being the smaller gentleman.
the one in the polo.
Are you just yelling, by the way? Like, is this...
Yes! I do not possess an ear, so I cannot hear the sound of my own voice.
How do you have a voice?
Wait, yeah.
That's a good
Wait a minute.
This is a magical body. You're using a
Wait.
sending stone in your throat and you're controlling
on.
it
Should've
elsewhere.
Oh my god, you should have started by just being like a Morse code with your bones. Like,
Wait a minute. How do I have a voice?
How are you?
oh
having
dear,
these
I believe
thoughts?
I sent our friend into an existential crisis.
How do I
I'm
have
sorry.
Oh dear, he might be not useful for the rest of the evening.
Yes, he might need more of Tim's goo to clear his mind.
Tim? Is Tim here?
we no longer have Thea to fetch more goo for.
I'll get the goo from Tim if Tim's in the room.
Tim is not. He was hanging out down in the kitchen.
And I can give Tim my magical bone.
Do that in the private of your own home.
I can talk. I totally forgot about that. I have a magical bone. Well,
wait,
I was
that
going to
makes perfect
spiral
sense.
for a bit, but I think I've figured it out.
That absolutely makes sense.
All right.
Checks out.
Yes.
Go ahead and give me an instinct check, Skelman.
Oh, yes, I would love to instinctually check my magical bone.
Mm-hmm.
My instincts tell me a 15.
With a 15, you suddenly notice somebody else is checking out your magical bone as you feel soft little paw fingers all along.
Oh, these shits again.
Oh, I looked at my magical bone is the big toe, so I look under the tablecloth
Yeah.
to see the big toe and to see who might be there.
You see Jerkesco, the trench coat individual, under the table now.
Oh.
No,
Oh,
this
why is it a
not-
little wet? Please stop that.
No, and you see a small little pink tongue and lick it.
Ah,
Ugh.
Oh, that's for free? Well,
Their
I
trench
will.
coat now much actually larger in size, almost doubling at this point. Slightly tighter on the buttons.
Oh, did you? It looks like you enjoyed your meal, though. Perhaps you should extricate yourself from under the table and
Yes.
away
and
from my magical toe.
they crawl up through your legs to
Oh, that
here.
is some personal space issues that I didn't think I had until now.
You find yourself
There.
face to face with the mask. As pressed against you, you feel tiny little hands through the trench coat.
Hands, multiple. Wow. Yes. I would like to remind that I do have acidic jelly all along my midsection.
This does not smell good. As they kind of liquidly and weirdly roll onto the table that has
Oh.
now been cleared of all remaining plates.
Iris, quick. Do you see anything inside?
I take a peek in the.
Let's see if you can catch them first. As they inchworm down closer, heading towards Thea's body.
Roll a bloodlust an attack to see if
Oh
you're
my
fast
God.
enough to catch them.
Oh,
Come on,
Oh,
I
shit.
don't know about that.
Oh.
7. Let's see.
Oh, just barely.
8. They inchworm past you just as soon as you grab out the back.
Okay,
half,
but
just
what
kinda
if-
whoosh.
What if I put down my very sticky arm across the table and try to stop them up with the stickiness?
Roll to attack.
Yeah, roll it with advantage, because I'm gonna call that a status effect.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're
Let's
trying
go.
to
I'll
slime
just roll
them.
it twice.
Sticky. Yeah, sticky this place up.
18?
18. Oh yeah, you catch him right in your sticky trap.
I got a rat in a trap.
Move, and they start to begin to tumble and roll until finally this trench coat, unable to hold this commotion, small circus of sorts that's happening within it. Those buttons become stretched, the seams become pulled until it finally pops open like a balloon, revealing a whole smorgasbord of food that has been stolen throughout. Even small little items and pink flesh, but also 3 chinchillas inside.
Oh, that's why they had so many hands.
Instantly, the arbiter stands up, flipping whatever's in front of him off the table. Scabs! And he points at him. The Chinchilla Union is on strike. What are you doing?
We want pizza.
You don't get pizza until you come back to work.
That's not fair, the Grandmaster interrupts. We'll get them their pizza party. It's been a while. It's
We can't
fine.
afford pizza parties.
The
This
chinchillas
upper
deserve a
management must really like them. They're throwing a pizza party.
I heard that's good for morale.
Yes.
Yeah, you're lucky they're not asking for higher wages.
Right, yes.
It's
And just
true.
pizza.
We'll just
I
give
mean-
them more pizza, Arbiter, as the
We-
Grandmaster
we-
looks.
We already gave them a pizza party 6 months ago.
Well, I
What
feel
more
like it's
do they
only
want?
fair to have one every month or so, especially if their work
order.
is valued in
Yeah.
some way.
You see a small chinchilla named Jervius stand up. We deserve good food. And Kevin then stands up next. Yes, all of this is ours, as they begin to gather all of the exploded food across the table. And finally, Sora, in her tiny pink paws, exhausted from having to carry her companions on her shoulder the entire time, just rolls over on her back and just exhales as she takes
You
a
good?
small nap.
Oh.
Fine,
Yeah,
you can
the poor
have
babies.
you can have 2 pizza parties a year, but no more smoke breaks.
Ooh.
What
They
does
nod.
chinchilla smoke?
Cigarettes.
Oh. I figured a fancy pipe, but I suppose that makes sense.
No, these are Boston chinchillas.
What's the little one's name again? The one that was holding all of them up?
Sora.
Sora. Well, Sora, maybe you should lay off the cigarettes so you can have a little more cardiovascular endurance.
Sora just kind of flips her head over and looks at you with dead
Okay,
eyes. Like,
this is getting nowhere. The arbiter stands up. I have now taken an interest in this case as he crosses his arms behind his back and starts pacing around behind you. Clearly, the lady is not the murderer because she can't use a knife.
No, she could
Thank
use a
you.
knife should she have an accomplice of some kind.
no
That's-
one here is worthy to be my accomplice, as she snorts her trunk.
Well, you
no,
know,
that makes sense. I'm somewhat surprised she's even here.
you have that's a fair consideration. You have a very logical mind, the kind of mind that's capable of plotting an intricate murder.
I would never do a murder without cause or purpose or for
I mean, you
renown.
were upset that you weren't hired for the previous job.
I will say that there was a point in time that I thought Thea might be the imp that had delivered the bad news to me upon my dismissal of my application. And yes, there was a brief point in time that my magical stone vibrated for a bit in anger, but it,
So
I got past.
additional motive. You have motive. I think a lot of people here at this table have motive.
Iris,
You want
we
to
are
kill.
both undead friends. Don't turn against me now.
I'm just putting everything out on the table, really. All of.
Oh, are we doing that? Start taking ribs out and start placing them on the table.
And let's not forget you, Mr. C. Bunga, full of gluten. That's it. That's the entire accusation.
Was Thea allergic to gluten?
Are you sensitive? Do you have a gluten intolerance?
Gluten intolerance?
Gluten
racist.
is no longer popular in these parts. Everyone knows it. It's no secret.
Wait a minute.
I haven't seen any bread on the table. That's true.
It's true.
We've gone keto.
And I appreciate that because that would have been extremely offensive. you know that my wife and I can't have children.
And so you thought you would take my assistant as revenge.
Absolutely
Well,
not.
that seems like a far reach. I'm going to be honest on that one,
Like, I
Arbiter.
know she's
Yeah, I think I was just getting
childlike,
caught
but
up in
have
the
you
drama.
seen her? I do not want to babysit that child.
I still think that the small one. Where's Blue Polo?
It is not me. I would never do such a thing. As you see that blue polo pop up, his own gelled spiky hair helps add a little height as he's redone it, as he had joined the Luxodon in their bathroom break. I actually have something of great help. Oh, Arbiter, as he saddles up next, almost kind of bumping shoulder to hip with the Arbiter. Oh, please let me help you.
Sorry, your name one more time was
Stuart the Gray, as he bows.
the Gray.
Yes, I have a magical item that can help. An amulet that can always tell the truth and lie. And so if you lie, it turns bright red. Here, I'll prove it to you. And Stuart, almost very quickly, runs and places that amulet around your neck, Skellman. Go ahead, tell us if you're the liar or not. Make a statement of true or false.
I shall make a
us.
statement of true or false. My name is Richard Skeleton Skellman. I am a Skeleman. Yes, that's very true.
Okay, since you had introduced yourself that way, it doesn't light up, indicating that you are telling the truth.
Now I shall lie. I am made of flesh.
And it indeed lights up red. See? It works. Now, prove it. Tell us that you did not murder
I didn't murder Thea. I did not. I'm trying to figure it out.
Lights up red.
Wait a minute. Whoa, hang on. Wait. No, I was not. This must be faulty. How do I no, someone else. Wait. Did I notice him do anything? Panic is setting in. This is not good. I have not done this.
Roll an instinct check.
Agile instinctually.
Oh no!
Dear Arbiter, perhaps my magical big toe vibrating underneath the table has created some sound waves in which I could maybe, perhaps, perchance, notice something more.
Go ahead. I think use a power up here. Give yourself advantage.
Fuck yes, all right.
As you wiggle your big toe.
To 14 now.
No.
As you look down at this amulet and start freaking out and examining it all over, you notice at the back it says "Made in China."
I knew it. Look at this. Look, it says "Made in China."
That's a
I'm
lie.
not sure how this pertains to this because I do get a lot of my monster imports for the dungeon from China, but perhaps it's run out of battery.
Stuart begins to kind of fidget a little bit, putting his hand in his pocket. That's not true. He did that. He made it say "Made in China."
He's covering it up. He's trying to cover up the murder. Stuart!
Yes, you're misdirecting. Stuart has done it.
Misdirecting. Yes, that's the word.
Stuart, you wear it and see.
Arbiter, you have to believe me. I would never do this. I would never do this at all. I could never do. I always wanted to be by your side.
Right, which is why he was so jealous about Thea rising up as a worm just today, and the jealousy must have then struck so deep.
Put the necklace on, Stuart.
Put the necklace on.
Stuart puts the necklace on very slowly.
What is your name?
My name is Stuart.
Is that even true? He's a murderer and a liar.
He breaks down crying. Stuart falls to his knees as he reveals why his hand was in his pocket as he pulls out and shows a small receiver in which he can press a button to turn the light on.
It's just a toy.
I'm very disappointed in you, Stuart.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to be in the magic department. As he begins to cry, weakening on the floor.
The Arbiter actually kneels down next to him. Stuart. I get it, but it's never gonna fucking happen. He whispers in his ear.
You know, Stuart, IT people are very valued. You are the person that everybody goes to when they have problems. You think about that? You fix problems.
That's for Stuart right now, so.
Coming for him.
They're on the way!
You're respected and loved, and you're a murderer, just so you know.
Yes.
He may be a
You
liar,
don't have to
but
kill people to do that. Yeah.
but I just don't. He might be a liar, but I don't think he has it in him. You know, like look at him.
Believe me,
He's too pathetic.
they're here.
Yeah,
He is very pathetic. That is true.
Stuart couldn't even understand that because he's IT, he could look into the Arbiter's internet history and blackmail him that way. I mean,
Oh, that is
That's
true.
fair.
I'm sure the Arbiter looks at some nasty things.
no, he looks at the nastiest, goopiest things.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not admitting it. Are you king shaming me?
No,
Oh,
fine.
absolutely not. Listen, we heard you have goop problems. We understand that your goop maker is also a little under the weather, so you know.
Yeah, I need a new goo guy. I mean,
need a
I'm
new
very
goo guy.
forthright about that. I don't understand why you're trying to
You know
embarrass
what?
me.
That's true too. Hold on. So perhaps the IT guy thing, that angle isn't. Who does this leave?
Well, it
Certainly
leaves.
wasn't I.
They're curious that there was a doctor in the. I don't remember inviting a doctor. Did you invite a doctor, Grandmaster?
I mean, we invited everyone of great renown and medium renown and a few gross renowns. So it's possible a doctor could have been on the list.
Dr. Octa is well renowned, having graduated from medical school.
As you flip over and we see Dr. Octo nibbling on a small piece of thread that he had found earlier.
That's you're flossing. Yes, you must have been eating something that got caught in your teeth.
This Dr. Octo, definitely, yes, from my teeth. As they begin to nibble faster, trying to break down this thread into their mouth.
What are you chewing on?
Drop it. Drop it. What's in your mouth? Drop it. Drop it.
Dr. Octo will drop it as they kind of hold it out. Dr. Octo will let go of it and they release it as it kind of very softly floats down. A small black thread barely remains, a small specimen.
Oh.
Hold on, Iris. What do you stitch your stitches with?
I mean, there are many things that I stitch with. It can be sometimes flesh, sometimes, little strands of bone.
I feel like there's not really an answer coming out here. It's a bit concerning.
See, Bunga pulls out like little, the little handheld spectacles to look at her arm that she stitched up when she walked in. What do I see?
You see, small threads.
Let's roll before we go further along with this.
and flesh and bone.
Give me an insight or instinct as you try
It's a
to
small magnet.
perceive. Yeah, as you take a very close look at your chair companion.
Would you like to use any of your power-ups or anything?
I have an adrenaline. What does that do? What would that do?
The adrenaline does nothing.
Okay.
If you'd like to use a power-up, though, you could have advantage.
Sure. What do I do?
Roll with advantage.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just do a thing.
Easy peasy. Yeah.
18?
Ooh.
Yes. With that 18, you do see an alignment with what Iris had pointed out, sharing the flesh and random items, but you do see a hodgepodge of items, as Iris had earlier described. So possibly, yes, a piece of it had found its way to Thea as well.
So I see black string or like something that matches what we saw on the ground.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
These things do tend to get loose everywhere. I'm trying to work on that, you know?
So
That is
why would
true.
it be on her in her death spot, very close on her body, when you only had a slight meeting?
I don't know. I mean, like I said, you know, things. I'm a bit of a mess, and you know, my bits and parts get everywhere.
You know, as the Arbiter continues to pace, hands behind his back, it seems to me that all three of you are equally as likely to be the murderer, as well as
No,
many
I've
other
already
of
said
you.
that I am not the murderer.
Well, yeah, you said that, but you were using Stewart's tech, so who can really trust that? You
All right.
clearly had access to the knife sitting right here by your friend Mr. C. Bunga, and you were disgruntled. Mr. C. Bunga is full of gluten and therefore cannot be trusted. At the same
true.
time, Iris clearly has left evidence directly on the body, you see, so none of you can be trusted.
I'm sorry, did we still find out what about the doctor? Did you invite Dr. Octor, or did we just breeze past that point?
Dr.
that is also a
Octor
little
now
strange.
fades into the back as he takes a step back and leans against the wall and shrinks down into a lower squat.
That guy was trying to listen for thoughts. I don't think that he has the capacity to disguise a murder.
All right, perhaps.
There's only
Yes,
one
it
way
is.
we're going to know for sure, though, and I think
Rock, paper, scissors.
I think I've seen enough. As the Arbiter starts,
Just use your weird time eyes.
I was
the
getting
Grandmaster
to
yells.
it.
The thing where you look in time with your eyes.
It's not called time eyes. It's called temporal transmogrification. I've told you this.
No, that
one's
sounds like
gonna
time
reject-
eyes.
That's
Use
not-
weird
that's time eyes.
time
God damn it.
eyes.
God damn it! I was gonna.
Love you.
Thank you.
Time eyes.
He's just mad because I trademarked it, so now every time he uses the spell, I get a little money from it.
Oh, that is smart.
All right.
Ah,
The Arbiter's eyes begin to flash multicolored chaos lightning as he moves his hands back and starts to pull through time and space, and you all see the events of the evening walking in reverse in front of you. You notice
I look good.
that you see yourselves eating and the food is coming up out of your mouths, and people are drinking and talking and laughing in reverse. And then towards the beginning of the night, you notice a murder.
Yes.
And the hand of the murderer is none other than Iris.
I fucking knew it!
How could you fellow undead perform a murder?
Me?
Yes, indeed, it is you right there. In the time eyes. Clear as day.
Not time eyes.
Time eyes have shown us the truth.
Transmogrification. Doesn't matter. Doesn't
Everyone
matter.
quiet! Iris, what do you say for yourself? Killing a member of the Void.
And you see this once innocent, undead young girl. Her facade changes completely. You seriously had to go and use the time eyes, Arbiter. You had to, didn't you?
I could have done it at any time. I just wanted to let it play out.
Yes, it was me. It was me that did it. I killed poor little Thea. The same way you killed my husband.
I would ask if I had lungs.
Yes, I took the knife and stabbed little Thea over and over again, just like you stabbed me and my husband.
Oh, this sounds
And I've
justified.
come to get him back.
That's just.
It's over now, Arbiter.
I've stabbed a lot of people. Can you like refresh my memory?
Oh,
Like,
you don't even remember
Use your
the
time
guy?
eye. Use your time eye, you idiot.
Yes, why don't you go back to my wedding night? My wedding night.
On her wedding, Arbiter.
Oh, it was a feast like this one. It
you
was a feast.
You know what?
We were celebrating. And you killed him.
Okay, his eyes are gonna just like glare real quick. He's roll through the Rolodex. Okay, all right. Yes, fair. I remember, but to be fair, the venue had been double booked and for a death match, and with the I couldn't lose the deposit. You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying. Like it's just those places aren't cheap.
And that's why you did it. That's why you ruined my night. My special night. Because you needed it for a death match. For a death match!
Yeah.
For a death match, the Grandmaster stands up. That's right. Let's go ahead and serve dessert. As she claps her hands, the goblins arrive, now with silver trays, opening up platters filled with weapons. Various kinds of rocket launchers, flamethrowers, swarms of bees, chainsaws, a few little daggers, some marbles, some sharp D4 dice, net thrower, whatever have you. Pick of choice. Yes, a death match. We have our wonderful intruder and murderer. Capture her if you want the prize, as now all eyes turn on you, Iris.
I'm kind of feeling a bit centered, like, I don't know, I feel like she might have been justified in all of this.
As a married toast, I kind of understand her sentiment.
Yeah, right. I may not remember my murder, but I know I was murdered, and I do still feel rather strongly about it.
I mean, do you want the
Arbiter,
reward?
I think you owe her at least like a good pension.
Pick up the
package or
rocket
something.
launcher real quick.
I mean, would it
Time
make
eyes this, bitch! And just fire the rocket launcher.
at the Arbiter?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Roll the hit. Roll the hit. That's fine.
Is that like my
Yeah, roll your
attack one?
attack. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
go for it.
That's not good. That's a 4.
This a 4.
Because I said bitch, do I get advantage?
You can take advantage if you want.
I'll take it. I'll use another one of those things. It's slightly better.
It's good enough.
I hadn't added my modifier yet.
Oh, sorry. I was going off the 9 and thinking
What's
a 10
the modifier of a relative godlike being, Arbiter?
It's a +5.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Does the rocket at least hit?
It does not. He stops it in midair in time, and he's actually going to try to throw it back at you.
That's a problem.
with a.
Wow.
I'm just gonna hit you with a heroic surge, 2
Oh my
power ups,
God.
3 status effects, because I can.
I have 4 actions. Can I do my other 3 actions?
Yeah. We'll hold this one. Go ahead.
All right. I noticed that it doesn't. I duck under the table is action 2. And in my place, I place Tim, the gelatinous cube.
How did Tim come here?
Yes, Tim came out on one of the platters. You can easily take him out.
I used Tim to replace me. And I would like to take the. Is there a hide action? Is that a thing?
It'll impose
Absolutely.
disadvantage.
All right, I'm doing that and
I
hoping for
imagine
the
you
best.
take him and you like shape him in the way that you did, like a small gelatinous snowman.
Yes, quickly molding him.
Sorry, Tim. That's a 20. Jesus.
So the with the disadvantage, you can roll a medal.
A metal check.
Yeah. Against my.
That's that's the second one, the shield one.
The second one, the shield one. Yeah.
All right, I don't think I have a modifier for this. That's a natural 1.
Oh.
I forgot it was a homing missile.
That's gonna be.
How much?
Well,
Why explode?
No. Hold on. This,
Are you having trouble there?
no, I got it. Plus the nat 1. That's gonna be 15 points of damage.
You're fucking kidding me.
No, I am not.
I fall apart like a cartoon xylophone of bones.
I think you still have 1 HP.
Nope, that's it.
That's it.
It's 15.
You have,
That's 15.
Your metal plus 15 is your health.
Oh, I do have 1 then. Yes. Just a skull sitting on the table now. It's like, well, that didn't go as I wanted it to.
You are now just your magic bone at this point. That big toe.
You also
Sorry,
gain 1
Iris,
fatigue.
I did my best. Good luck, everyone.
Listen, I don't really want to fight you guys because I'm
It's really just not fair. I'll tell you that much. But I do feel like you at least owe her an apology. And,
that you know what? That's fair. I have killed a lot of people, and I'm working on being a little bit better. I'm sorry that I killed your husband. To be fair, though, when I found him, he was stealing the money out of your bank account. So that's neither here nor there. But but just to be fair, I wanted to just lay that on the table. But I do apologize for killing him, and maybe we can work something out.
Work something out. No. I've come here for vengeance, and I will destroy everybody in this room if I have to.
The Grandmaster claps. That's the attitude I like. That's right. Bring her a weapon. As now goblins line up, as the Grandmaster is very thrilled with your vengeance.
Arbiter, what if you're a very powerful man. What if because she found out her husband was stealing, what if you had her face off against him? Get some, what is it called, closure.
That's. And would you like to be in the magic school? Would you like a job?
What? As Stuart looks up.
Get fucked, Stuart.
I would have to talk to the missus, but I would be very much interested.
You're the kind of mind that we could really use around this place. You know what I mean?
Oh yes, absolutely. I would love to discuss this further, but let's get to Miss Decaying.
Great idea. As the Arbiter begins to pull up the earth and kind of reshape it, and from out of nowhere, from portals and pieces of a dead body start forming back together, as the husband begins to take shape and reform, kind of like a golem at first, and then starts to look kind of like you, stitched up and stuff. And his eyes open, like his mouth opens, kicks out a bunch of dust, like Hocus Pocus. Good to see you again.
Is that the voice you want? Hold on here.
That's my husband. That's canon. Tony.
What a charmer.
Sorry, I didn't know if I was supposed to do it or you were going to do it, but that's all. I just did it.
That's a canon event now. Tony Soprano. He's got a cigarette. Tony? Is that really you?
Yeah, it's me. This is a little awkward.
Were you really stealing money?
Which time?
Is it true? Which time? That's why you married into my family. For our money.
Well, I married into a lot of families for the money.
Well, shit, dude.
A small little voice from the table speaks up. Tell him.
There's a rocket launcher on the table if you're looking for it.
This can't be true. No. This must be lies. This must be lies from the Arbiter. The Arbiter's making this up.
I murdered the guy. I didn't make him a douchebag.
And you see like the tear ducts open and there's no blood, or there's no tears or blood from Iris's eyes. Fine. If this is what I must do. And she grabs the rocket launcher.
Whoa, we can talk about it.
Closure, as everyone begins to chant. Even the tiny chinchillas are pounding their fists on the table. Closure.
This is it.
I make one mistake.
One mistake. No. I've made a lot of excuses for many of your mistakes. You know what? Maybe I was spared from marrying you. Now look at me. I'm undead, but I've never felt.
That's
right. Yes. My eyeballs are falling out. My arm sometimes falls apart.
Yes.
But I've never felt more alive.
I give you a 4 out of 10.
What is it? Maybe it's undead. This is it. Own it.
Say goodbye, Tony. And I shoot the rocket launcher straight at his face.
Tony's got like no defenses. He was literally just reformed. Like, you're just gonna auto crit this guy.
I'm rolling it. Come on. Okay, I rolled a 19 plus 120. Let's go.
Pieces of Tony just blast all over the walls and all over your compatriots as well, and all over the lady and everybody else who's at this dinner, including Thea's body.
Yes,
that was pretty cool.
This is what I've been looking for as the Grandmaster approaches Iris. This is the energy of the deathmatch, that we may be reborn again and again and find our true selves. Look at you as she holds you up, almost giving you this ethereal glow as all of those lights now from the earlier stage turn towards you.
Oh, and she's really glowing, isn't she, Seabunga?
Seabunga will lift Skellman up so he can see,
Good, thank you. It was kind of an awkward angle down there on the table.
Dr. Octo will come by and lick the bottom part of your big toe.
Well, yes, I can. Though I am not attached to it, I can still feel that. Please stop.
We'll stick you. Dr. Octo will now lick and stick and puts you on a femur bone.
Nope, that's not where that belongs.
Fucking stick and hands it back to Seabunga. As their saliva tends to be sticky now as well.
Oh no.
Well, I think let me. It's a little stuck on there.
All right. Well, make good use of it, I guess.
I don't think that guy's a real doctor, Grandmaster.
I'm starting to get the feeling he didn't go to medical school.
Yes, well, medical school or not, you all have graduated from our deathmatch banquet. I want to thank all of our guests, and for this little spat that we had, I couldn't think of a grander way to kick things off. To our illustrious guests, Seabunga, Skellman, and of course, Iris. Hello. Thank you all for coming. As she turns to look
but I don't have a body.
I hold on.
Thank you.
Yeah, I do the little bow motion.
Tim Goose spills out.
Hold on. Oh, there he goes.
Wait, hold on. Can I just scoops up some goo, shoves it in your mouth?
Oh.
Pulls the head back to reload and, all right, unleash.
Oh, I can make good use of this. Pez dispenser.
Oh my god.
Good luck next time. I'm a weapon.
Well, it's certainly been an interesting night. I think one for the books. Grandmaster acolytes, I hope you're pleased with the way things came out. I think this sets a nice tone for the new era of death matches.
I am very pleased. And heck, it seems that even your little assistant has made it through as Thea begins to actually crawl her way up to the front of this group. I am here. I feel great. I feel fantastic! Slightly tenderized like a steak. I have a few more holes in me than before.
Sorry about that one.
It's okay. Now we both have holes.
Yes.
I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
Whole tour. Let's do a whole tour.
The whole tour. As Thea goes and lands her small little winged body on the shoulder of Iris. This is what we ask for as we start this new era of death matches. There is no permanent death here, but every time we are reborn, we see new victory in ourselves and in the void. So, thank you as we kick off Season of the Trials. Welcome and good night to D20 Deathmatch!